You are training all wrong unless you're training like a bodybuilder. In this day and age with high rocks this and CrossFit that and blah, 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 people are getting training way too freaking confused. You see, we can skin the cat as many times as you'd like, but the simple fact is, most people spend too much time trying to be good at everything and not enough time being good at one particular thing. Now, the thing that I think that works really, really well for everyone is training like a bodybuilder. Now, this might not be the typical bodybuilding training that you think of, but bodybuilding itself is an amazing way of training the body in an isolated form, being able to compound lots of exercises and lots of techniques in an amazing, effective way, whilst minimizing risk and injury, which is a huge thing if you're a normal person. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to go out there, get in your shorts, get the tan on, the baby oil, and start competing, but you should definitely take some of the advice and the training methods that bodybuilders are using, because it could be the key to your longevity. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So number one, if you've spoken to any bodybuilder or anyone who's obsessed with bodybuilding, one of the things that they will tell you is be obsessed with the way that you move. The technique is just so important. See, when you're trying to eke out as much as you can with a muscle and really express the time and tension that you need to change that muscle, bodybuilding is a way of teaching you how to control that muscle to maximize contraction and result. So this is where the control of the weight comes in, tempo, how long it actually takes you to lift, as well as the execution. So the alignment and everything else that goes into doing the movement to ensure that you get the most out of it and minimize injury. So for me, it sits up there with learning really good techniques whilst you lift. Reason number two, muscle improves almost everything and you cannot tell me otherwise. If you guys aren't a fan, Mark Bell, who has Mark Bell's podcast, he is also an old school powerlifter who created many implements and training things that we use today. He has an amazing saying, which is strength is never a weakness and weakness is never a strength. And to be honest, I have to agree with him. I can't think of a time when I have been in a situation where I needed my muscle most and it let me down. Remember, muscle is an organ, so it improves more than just the visual aspect that you see on people walking down the beach or down the street. It improves your metabolic system, the way you actually use energy. Having more muscle cells allows you to actually increase your efficiency of burning to get more food and more potential out of your nutrition. We also have things like posture and actually just your body's resilience. Having more muscle makes you less injury prone and potentially better at moving and better at dealing with the 3D space around you in this world. It's quite hard to navigate, but it's even better when you have more muscle. Strength as well. Again, I can never think of a time when strength didn't play into my hand and helped me. And then the confidence in my ability to actually execute tasks and menial things that I need to do physically, that's a big, big win for me. Number three, and you're definitely going to hate me for this one, but unfortunately, it's just a safer training mechanism. Now I get it, you've seen high rocks, you've seen CrossFit, you've seen all these amazing and cool ways of training, but most people aren't really in the position to be able to maximize their potential with those lifts for a couple of reasons. Number one is if you're throwing a barbell over your head, the amount of stability and overhead expression that you actually need at the shoulder is quite a lot for the average person. So if you're going from desk to workout, you might not even have those prerequisites in place to be able to do the movement. Now, do you think we should load it? But if you take a leg extension, for example, the movement is set in place because you need to move around the machine. It's already dictated for you. So all you have to do, take a seat, select a weight, and actually get the weight moving. Now, because of the stability of the seat and the machine itself, you're able to execute a higher intensity with a lower risk of injury. Tell me you don't love that. Along with the machines is actually better control. So obviously machines give you a dictated path, but sometimes cables and other things are able to give you an easier pattern for you to follow so that you're not going over the limit to then actually injure yourself. And what not a lot of people really realize is that progressive overload, or shall I say overstimulus, can be driven by many, many things and not just weight on the bar. So whether it's time under tension, position, all these other loading parameters, there's more than just increasing the weight to actually get a better stimulus for longevity. This could be great if you have joint pains or any other pains where you can't actually lift more weight. You can then just go down a different stimulus and then try and get there the same way. Number 4, there is nothing harder than waiting for getting a good body that you are proud of and that you can present to the world. Now, I've been training myself for a very, very long time, and I don't think I'm fully there yet of what I want to look like and how I want to perform, but I'm pretty close. But in the time that I've actually been training, one of the things I've learned is that the goal isn't necessarily to do it in the quickest time possible, but actually it's all about patience and learning what you actually want out of a goal and how long it genuinely takes to get there. You see, if you just focus on fat loss, you're actually looking at a funnel that gets you quick results, but it's very, very limited on what you can actually achieve. So if you only need to drop 10 kilos, that's fine. You're gonna get there quite quickly. However, if we're asking you to build 10 kilos of muscle, that is going to take time, patience, and a lot of damn consistency. So for that alone, bodybuilding itself teaches you that gratification from lifting and exercise isn't going to come your way immediately. Now, I don't know if you know the story about Milo of Croton, but he is the perfect description of someone who did progressive overload. He took the young calf and carried it up the mountain when he was younger. As he grew, so did the calf to become a young cow. Now, Milo was carrying the cow all the way to market, up the hill, everything, every single day. As he was getting stronger, the cow was getting bigger, allowing him to adapt to the environment as and when he needed to. This is an OG throwback story to how progressive overload works, but more importantly, the patience required to actually get there. And then finally, number 5. The thing about bodybuilding is we're trying to improve our body composition with increase in muscle, decrease in body fat. Now that seems like a pretty easy funnel. The problem is when you want to chase aesthetics and stuff like that, it can be quite tough if you only are focusing on the fat loss element. If you're actually having muscle that's able to be presented, you're going to have a better package in the end. So working on muscle and developing muscle and strength in movements that you can really control and grind out over a period of time for progression and overload of stimulus like we mentioned earlier, you're going to have the body that you're super, super proud of. The harsh reality is if you want to improve the way that you move and function, you're going to need muscle. So muscle is not just a vanity aspect, it's also a performance-driven thing. So having muscle isn't just about vanity, it is about pride and standards that you are able to do more in the world than those who don't have muscle necessarily. So overall, the more you improve your body composition, hopefully the way that you look and feel will replicate that and you're able to put that into your real world. So first of all, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed those 5 points about why I think that you should train like a bodybuilder, and more particularly, how we actually train clients. Remember, we only have a select time of people to work with. We want to make sure that we're not actually wasting time. If we're doing exercises that look more performative rather than actual outcomes driven, you're not going to get there. It's going to look like a bit of a circus act without any actual result. Remember, the key to results in almost anything you do is consistency. So finding a way that you enjoy and that you're able to stick to is the most important thing. Hey, that might not even be bodybuilding, but I'm just thinking you should give it a try because it will minimize risk and injury, improve efficiency and muscle and everything else. You can then use that block to go into something different, potentially high rocks or CrossFit, but now you'll be better suited because you'll have had that muscle to be able to keep you pushing for longer. Now, if you have any questions at all on anything we spoke about in this video, please reach out and comment below, share with all your friends, get everyone seeing this video, because I do believe this is going to be one of the biggest tools in the future. The fact is, muscle is kind of like the fountain of youth, and the more you have earlier on, the better you are going to be in the long run. So take this from me. This is like buying Bitcoin in 2012. If you would like any help at all with implementing any of the information that we've said below, please reach out to us. We do have online coaching, one-to-one coaching if you're in Richmond, and we also have a new Performance Club app where you're going to have a repertoire of collection of programs that are designed for different phases to support you long term. It's an amazing product. We have one-to-one coaching options in Richmond if you are in the area. However, if you are not, fear not, because we also have online coaching, which is where we work with you on a one-to-one basis remotely in any gym that you're in to get the best results possible. It's literally like having me in your back pocket. You can get anything you need on the go. So we look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. We'll have more content on the way. If you have any suggestions on videos, please let us know because we would love to answer your questions. For now, take care and have a great day.